Hey everyone, it's Red Dog Productions here, and it is time for another product review. I'm a little excited about this one because if you're like me, inflating air mattresses, air beds, floaties, anything, it's very hard because getting the right pump and getting the right pump that's always charged or without having D-cell batteries being something really weighty, it's a problem. So I was really excited when I saw an ad on Facebook for this baby. This is the Max Pump 3 from Flextail. And if you do any searching for anything camping related, backpacking related, pool related, things like that, you may have seen an ad on Facebook or anywhere else for this particular pump. Now you can see it's not very large. So I'm a little tempered in my expectations, I guess you can say, of this pump, but I'm going to put it to the test and I'm going to see exactly what it's going to do and if it'll suit my needs. I actually have a plan to do some backpacking and wanted to get something that I could inflate an air pad relatively quick and easy, but it had to be lightweight for backpacking. And as you can see, this thing, it's pretty small. So the first thing I'm going to do though, to give it a thorough evaluation, is I'm going to make sure it's fully charged. So I'm going to do that in a minute before I continue my review. But I wanted to show you what comes in the box. Again, it's not big, so it doesn't need a big box. There's the box. Inside, you get a carry bag. It's nice because you can carry everything in it that came in the box. Usually these things aren't big enough and you gotta like cram everything in, it barely fits. It's a little bigger than that. So you get the pump itself, you get the rechargeable cord, which will also fit in the bag, of course. And then you get a series of attachments, which you can see here. Depending on what you're trying to inflate, there's probably an attachment here for you. They simply pop in on the bottom and there you go. And if that one's not the right one, pop on another one. Another little attachment it comes with, which I find is very handy, is it comes with a threaded attachment. If you have a tripod or something like that, or a stand that uses a standard camera attachment, you can thread this onto, say, a camera tripod or anything else, because in addition to being a pump, this thing's also a light. So I'm gonna charge it fully before we put it through the full test, but I do want to at least show you a little bit about the light. And there's a few different settings on this. You can see, I mean, it's pretty bright right there, but if you hit it again, you get a different type of light. You hit it again, you get both. So that's a nice little feature to add. Of course, obviously that's going to use up some of your battery life. So depending on what your needs and your usages are, you may find out you do or don't need the light. I find it's a nice little feature whether you use it or not. It does also have a carry clip. So, from a backpacking perspective or anything, it's got a semi-carabiner kind of a thing here. So you can hook that onto your backpack or anywhere else so you don't lose it. And because it has a light, if you're in a tent or something and you have somewhere to hook this, you can turn the light on and hook it up. I mean, that way you're not worried about using the tripod attachment. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, get it charged up. I'm gonna bring my scale out to show you how much it weighs by itself as well. And we'll finish our review then. Okay, I'm back, and I have fully charged this unit, this air pump, and I wanted to kind of give you a little idea on the weight, just of the pump itself. I'll put the bag with the attachments on there right after, but if I put the pump on my scale, I'm measuring 4.3 ounces. That's pretty small. Now we're gonna add the bag with the attachments, and we're at 5 ounces. I mean, 5 ounces, that's pretty lightweight, especially if you're considering weight. If you're backpacking or something, weight is an issue. I would not hesitate to carry an extra 5 ounces for the convenience that this thing's gonna provide me. So that being said, what we're gonna do now is we are going to give it a little bit of a test. So this isn't gonna be a life test or anything like that. This is a simple test to see how fast it'll pump up the air pad that I purchased for my use, and we'll see how fast it inflates and deflates. Because one nice thing about this is this unit, if it's an inflator, it's going to be a deflator. Now, one thing I did in previously when I showed you this, I was attaching the nozzle to the back end. This is actually to deflate. The air does come in through here and it goes out through the tip by the light. So the same attachments that go on the back will fit on the front. So you just simply snap it on. And I also want to tell you a little bit, I'm going to do a review separately of this. I'll put a link below for the review if you're interested in watching that one as well. This is the Wellax, and it's called a sleep pad. I did a lot of checking, watched a lot of other reviews, read comments from people. I chose this one because not only was the price right, the weight was right. It also comes in a little bag. I mean, this is pretty small. If you're backpacking, you're sleeping on the ground, especially if you are a little older like myself, sleeping on the hard ground is not fun. Get an air pad and a lightweight one like this. I'll scale this one too when I'm done, and it'll be in my review for that item, but not for this. For this, I'm here for this guy right here. So let's get started. I've already found the attachment for my pump. So we're gonna undo this. We're gonna plug it in, and we are going to turn it on and see and it is done. I mean, just like that. I mean, that was actually quite surprising. It pumped so much air into it. I wasn't prepared. So I lost a little air on taking it off. So I'm gonna put just a tad bit more in, but I do think I need a different attachment for that. So fortunately, when you see the review for this air pad, you'll see that there's actually two different attachments. I'm gonna take it apart again. One for the main and one for the anti-leak. So I'm gonna find the right attachment for that. Bear with me. There it is. We'll pop this off, set these aside, put this one back in. Again, should have saw that initially, but this way the air isn't gonna come out when I'm done inflating, so. And it's done. I'm gonna cap it. Wow, that was nothing. That was absolutely nothing. So a few seconds. That's going to be a lifesaver. Now, again, this is just a sleep pad. It's not a huge air mattress. That's not what you buy these things for. If you have a big, massive air bed or something, yeah, you could probably use this. It'll take a while. But for camping, backpacking, that kind of thing, it inflated this air bed really, really fast. But again, you can see it's not very big, and the separate chambers make it a fast inflate. So now, like I said, this is also a deflator. So we're gonna pop that off, put it on the back. Now, this air pad will probably deflate pretty quick. And if I rolled it up, you can see it's flat already, but just to show you that it can be used as a deflator, we're gonna put this on the back end with the other attachment. And we're just simply gonna turn on the pump again. And now the air, which was blowing out here into the airbed, is now coming out this side. So, inflator, deflator, done. Turn it off, and it's good to go. So that, in a nutshell, is a review for this bad boy. I'm gonna go ahead and do a lot of inflations and deflations, and I'm gonna see how many times I can get this thing inflated and deflated. If you're on a long backpacking trip, let's say you're going for a week-long backpacking trip, the last thing you want is for this thing to conk out after day 2. Yes, you could blow this up by mouth. It isn't gonna take a lot. But for 5 ounces, this is gonna be a lifesaver when you're out there. I do wanna add one other thing. Since this is an inflator-deflator, there is air coming out of the end where the light is. Let's say you've got a campfire you're trying to start and you're having a little bit of trouble. Maybe things are a little wet. Maybe you need to get some air into the fire. Use this. since air is coming out here at a pretty good clip, you can actually point this right at the fire if you're having trouble starting it where the hot coals are, and this will actually help ignite the flame and get the fire going a little bit faster. So there is yet another use for it. Not going to say anything, it's a little bit hot out, and you know, you just want to cool off. So multi uses for this thing. So again, that's it for this part. I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of inflate deflates. Not going to show you that, but I'll come back and I'll tell you exactly how many times I inflated and deflated this thing. I may still not kill the battery on this, but we're going to see, and I'll come back. All right, well, there you have it. That was 14. This was my 14th inflation of this particular air pad, and it's still going strong. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to continue to run it continuously until it dies, and we're going to see exactly how much more time is in this thing before the battery starts to go. Another thing I want to point out is to activate the pump, you just double. There's actually two things in the front here. One, there's a P and an L pump light. The charging port is in the middle in between them. To activate either one, you just double press. So if you were going to do the light, you just double press it. Press it again once, and you switch it over. Press it again once, and you get all of them. Press it again and hold, and it'll go out. Same with the pump. A double press gets you max input. Press it again, and it's off. So real simple operation. Again, I got 14 inflations out of this. So I'm going to time it now. I'm going to let the pump run, and we're going to see how much more time there is. So I'm going to set a stopwatch here. I'm going to let it go. Obviously, we'll fast forward through this to get you to the end to see how long this thing continued to run. All right, so to finalize my review, I inflated my air pad 14 times. Then I let the thing run consistently. Not inflating anything, just letting it run. And I set a timer for that. And I got 17 minutes, 25 seconds before it went into a low, what I'd call a low power mode. So the actual inflation, the sound change, it was reduced. There was still air coming out of it, but I would say that's about the limit. You've reached your limit. You're probably not going to inflate much beyond that. So 17 minutes. I checked the time to inflate that air pad. It was about 15 seconds. So inflating it 14 times, I still got over 17 minutes of airtime out of this thing. So I can inflate that thing many times. That tells me that I could probably do a couple larger air beds if I wanted without a problem, both inflation and deflation. So, but you're not going to use this for that. I mean, you could. There's so many uses for something like this, but you're going to buy this if you're considering its size and its weight. And you know, backpacking is a great example. Like I said, it's got the carabiner on there. It has a light, so you know, if you don't want to carry a light. Weight is important, especially if you're backpacking. My backpacking trip, I'm trying to scale back as much as I can because I'm trying to bring a battery bank for other things, camera, phone, whatever. And that thing's pretty weighty. So anywhere else I can trim an ounce here and there is a good thing. So would I recommend this? Absolutely. The proof's in the pudding. When I get out there and I actually put it in the real world and see, after a week, does it still have battery life to it? And if it doesn't, that's what I'm bringing the battery bank for. So I can recharge it, and it actually probably came with a decent charge already, but it took me about 5 minutes to bring it to a full charge. So again, I think I'd recommend it. There's other options out there, but this one here does what it says it does from the ads that I've seen. So if you like this video, please say so below in the comments. give me a thumbs up if you will. If you want to see more product reviews or any videos from Red Dog Productions, I've got a few other things on my channel. Click the subscribe button. That helps me out. It helps my team out. We do some short films and we post those on our Red Dog Productions YouTube page. So hopefully you'll check those out as well. As of the posting of this video, I have 2 videos, short movies on there. I have a 3rd one that we shot that will be going on very, very soon. That's why you hit the subscribe button. So I think you can click the bell to get notified when that video goes live. Like I said, there will be another product review video on my AirPad. So check the link below, watch that if that's something you think you'd be interested in. Give that a thumbs up as well if you don't mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. Glad you're here, and we'll see you next time.